You've poured weeks, maybe even months, into perfecting every little pixel on your website or your client's website. You've lost sleep over the color palette, the font pairings, and the perfect placement of all your new brand photos. You've tested it on your desktop and made sure everything looked just right on mobile too. But guess what? You've only ever tested it for one kind of user, the user with a mouse, who sees your beautiful design exactly the way you intended. But what if I told you a huge, loyal, and ready to buy part of your audience never sees your design at all? They're not using a mouse. And after finding your website, it turns out they get completely lost. They're stuck, frustrated, and they're about to tab away forever. Today I want to share with you the aha moment that happens in almost every conversation I have with someone who's new to website accessibility. Let's start by talking about what feels normal. When a sighted person using a mouse lands on a web page, they do something almost subconsciously. They scan, their eyes dart around, hunting for visual cues, big headlines, bold text, buttons, and menus. They instantly get the lay of the land and find out what their next step is. Navigating is this fluid visual dance between their eyes and the cursor. They see a button that says Shop Now, they move the mouse, and they click. Easy. We design for this user by default. We build visual hierarchies with font sizes, colors, and white space. We assume everyone speaks this visual language, but they don't. Now, let's unplug the mouse. For a whole lot of people, this is their reality. We're talking about users with motor disabilities who find a mouse tricky or impossible to use, power users who live on shortcuts for speed, and anyone who is blind, has low vision, or uses a screen reader for other reasons. All of these people depend on the keyboard. Their first move on your site isn't a click, it's a key press. Usually the tab key. Tab is supposed to walk you through all the interactive bits on a page. Links, buttons, and form fields, one by one. Shift plus tab goes backwards. Enter or spacebar makes something happen. And as you tab along, there should always be a visual indicator, usually a red or blue outline on what is focused on, so you know where you are on the page. If you were to tab through a blog, for instance, and the focus jumps from the logo to a sign and link in the corner, then all the way down to a search field in the footer, then back up to a social media icon, and then over to a read more link on the third article. It's absolute chaos. The focus order is bouncing around like a pinball, completely ignoring the visual flow. A keyboard user is basically teleporting around the screen, blindfolded, trying to build a mental map of your website. For a screen reader user, it's even worse. Every time the focus lands, an audio voice announces the element. It sounds something like link logo, link sign in, link graphic, link click here, link click here. Wait, there were 2 click here links. Click here for what? And there for what? You have unknowingly created a slow, painful crawl through a minefield of links. Thankfully, screen reader users don't have to patiently tab through every single link on your page. Can you imagine? That would be like forcing a sighted user to read every single word on your site top to bottom before they could click anything. Instead, they use a killer feature that's like a magic remote control for your website. On a Mac's VoiceOver, it's called the Rotor. On NVDA and JAWS in Windows, it's the Elements list. This tool lets them pull up a menu of the major parts of your page. It allows them to search by headings, links, lists, landmarks, and forms. When they're on a well-structured page and they pull up a headings list, instantly they get a perfect nested outline of the entire page. It's like a table of contents. A screen reader can just listen to this list. Something like heading level 1, the ultimate guide to sourdough. Heading level 2, the history of sourdough. Heading level 2, creating your starter. Heading level 3, feeding and maintenance. Heading level 2, baking your first loaf. Right away, they know exactly what the article is about. And with one key press, they can jump right to the section that they care about. They don't have to tab through all of your navigation links, sign up buttons, and other resource links to get to what they want. They can do this with other things too, like pulling up a list of all the links. So do this little exercise with me. Close your eyes, and I'm going to read out a list of links from our fictional website on sourdough. We've just navigated by the headings, so we know there's info about the history of sourdough, a section about how to start your sourdough, creating your starter, feeding and maintenance, and baking your first loaf. Here are the links on this page. Click here, read more, learn more, go, and more info. Do you know where you would go or what would happen if you clicked on any of those links? No, they're totally useless without the visual context. Now, with your eyes still closed, what if that list read, explore our recipes, read more about the history of sourdough, learn more about creating your starter, download our feeding schedule, or contact us. Now, even if you can't physically see the web page, it is much clearer what you have access to through the different links. So, how do you build this magical, navigable website? Once you know it, the answer is embarrassingly simple. It's called Semantic HTML. I know most of you here are using website builders, so don't worry, you don't need to know how to code. All it means is using HTML elements, all the different parts that make up your website, for their actual purpose. This is the foundation of an accessible website. Is something the main title of your page? Use an H1. A major section title, H2, a subsection, H3. Don't just make text big and bold, that's just a visual tweak. Using a heading tag is the structural command, so it tells browsers, search engines, and screen readers that this piece of text is a key landmark in the page's outline. Have a button to sign up for a newsletter? Use a real button element, not text styled to look like a button. Using the real button tag does the work for you. It automatically works with the tab key. It can be activated with both enter and the space bar, and it tells the screen reader, hey, this is a button you can press. So as you build your website, use the different elements for what they're intended for. We're talking headings versus text blocks, links versus buttons, numbers versus bulleted lists, image blocks, calendar blocks, product blocks, and the list goes on and on. In most website builders, if you use the right block for the right purpose, the basic accessibility features are built in for you. So always start there before trying to build something from scratch. Here's my challenge to you. The next time you're on a website, your own or anyone else's, unplug your mouse. Just use the tab key and see how far you can get. Then, if you're feeling brave, turn on your computer's built-in screen reader. Windows has narrator and Mac has voiceover. Close your eyes and try to get around. Try to figure out what the page is about. And even if you don't want to try the screen reader, just take a look at your headings and links. If you couldn't see them and only heard them, would they help you navigate and find what you need on your website? If not, it's time to fix them. And it's so easy. This isn't something you need to hire a professional to do for you. If you're not sure where to start, we have videos on both link and heading accessibility that I'll link below for you. If you had an aha moment during this video, leave a comment below and let us know. And we'll see you next time.